We've reached the halfway point in the 2024 NASCAR regular season, and so far it's shaping up to be one of the best NASCAR seasons in recent history. In today's video, we're going to be looking at a mid-season review for the 2024 NASCAR Cup Series season.
Everybody likes a winner, right?
A three-wide finish.
That was old school ass whipping.
Boogity, boogity, boogity. Ooh, let's go racing today, boys.
As I mentioned, so far this year, I think this has been one of the best NASCAR seasons in recent history. That being said, there have been some hiccups along the way, especially when it comes to the short track package. Despite that, however, we've had some of the best racing we've seen in a long time. We've even had two of the closest finishes in NASCAR history, one of those being the closest finish in NASCAR history. We've also been seeing some heated confrontations on and off the track. In a lot of ways, this season has felt like a classic NASCAR season with good racing and big personalities. But let's take a look at some of the stats so far at the middle part of the season. So far this year, we've had 8 different winners. However, we've only had 3 drivers with multiple wins. The first of those is Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin so far in the season has scored 3 wins at Bristol, Richmond, and Dover, giving him a total of 447 driver points and 110 stage points. He also has 3 stage wins and is currently sitting at 3rd in the point standings. Denny has scored 5 top 5s, 6 top 10s, has led 607 laps, and has only DNF'd once so far this year. This year, Denny's looking to finally break through and score his first ever NASCAR Cup Series championship. Next on the list, we have William Byron. William Byron also has 3 wins, with those coming at the Daytona 500, COTA, and Martinsville. So far this year, he has 400 driver points, 66 stage points, but no stage wins. That currently puts him at 5th in the point standings. He's got 4 top 5s, 8 top 10s, and has led 187 laps and only 1 DNF. Byron started off the year strong, but however has faded in recent weeks. He's going to be looking to bounce back in the second part of the season. Our last multi-win driver is Kyle Larson. Larson has scored 2 wins so far this year, with those coming at Las Vegas and Kansas. That gives him 486 driver points and 159 stage points, which is 49 more than the second closest driver of Denny Hamlin. That 49-point gap would take at least 2.5 races for any other driver to be able to catch up with him in stage points. He has so many stage points because he has 7 stage wins, which is 4 more than any other driver. Currently, he's number 1 in the point standings. He also has 6 top 5s, 6 top 10s, 649 laps led, giving him the most, and he also has 2 DNFs. Larson has arguably been the most consistent driver so far in 2024. He has so many points, but however only has 2 wins. The 5 team is going to be looking to close out more of these races in the second half of 2024. Moving on to our single win drivers, I'm going to put them in order of points. That means first up is Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott's win came at Texas Motor Speedway. He so far has 437 driver points, 71 stage points, and 1 stage win, currently putting him at 4th in the point standings. Chase has 5 top 5s, 6 top 10s, and has led 131 laps and has not DNF'd at all this season. Despite only having 1 win so far this year, he's been extremely consistent and has not DNF'd at all. His 4th place spot in the standings shows how much work this team has done since their disappointing 2023 season. Next, we have Tyler Reddick. Tyler Reddick's win came at Talladega. He has 396 driver points, 92 stage points, and 2 stage wins. Currently, he's sitting at 6th in the point standings. So far, he has 4 top 5s, 7 top 10s, and 305 laps led with only 1 DNF. Tyler Reddick's flashed at times this year, but has also disappeared in some races. This is a team that needs to find some more consistency in the second half of the season. Next on the list, we have Brad Keselowski. Brad Keselowski scored his win at Darlington a couple of weeks ago. So far this year, he has 344 driver points and 52 stage points, but no stage wins. He's currently sitting at 11th in the driver standings with 5 top 5s, 6 top 10s, and 46 laps led, but has also DNF'd twice. RFK as an organization has been revving up recently. They've really seemed to have found their footing. It feels like now that Brad has gotten the monkey off his back and found that win, he could go on a run in the second half of the season. Next on the list, we have Christopher Bell. Christopher Bell found his win at Phoenix and currently has 320 driver points and 55 stage points and 2 stage wins. Currently, he's sitting at 15 in the point standings, has 3 top 5s, 6 top 10s, and 125 laps led. However, he has 3 DNFs. Christopher Bell has not gotten off to the start that he was hoping for this season. Outside of his win, he's been invisible in 2024. Whether it be his own mistakes, the mistakes of his competitors, or the mistakes of his pit crew, he just hasn't been having the finishes that he's been looking for. However, he has had some speed. He's going to be looking to capitalize off of that speed in the second half of the season. Our last winner to date is Daniel Suarez. Daniel Suarez's win came at Atlanta. So far, Suarez has 263 driver points, 25 stage points, and no stage wins, currently putting him at 18th in the point standings. He has 2 top 5s and 2 top 10s, has only led 39 laps, and has DNF'd once. At this point, Suarez's win seems like an anomaly, with it being the only time he's really showed up so far this year. In my opinion, this is a driver you can ride in to be out in the round of 16. With those 8 wins, that leaves us only 8 more spots in the playoffs. Let's take a look at the playoff rankings below those winners. At 9th, we have Martin Truex Jr. sitting at 456 points. That gives him 134 points up on the cut line. At this point, he's looking pretty safe. The only other driver who I think is probably safe at this point in the season is the car at the number 10 spot, which is Ty Gibbs. Ty Gibbs is sitting at 390 points, giving him 68 points up on the cut line. At number 11, we have Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney has 371 points, giving him 49 points up on the cut line. At 12th, we have Alex Bowman with 365 points, giving him 43 points up on the cut line. At 13th, we have Ross Chastain with 358 points, putting him 36 points above the cut line. At 14th, we have Chris Buescher with 331 points, putting him 9 points above the cut line. At 15th, we have Kyle Busch at 324 points, putting him only 2 points above the cut line. The last driver currently in sitting on the point line is Chase Briscoe at 322 points. There are 3 drivers on the outside looking in who I think have enough points that if things fell right for them could make it in the second half of the season. The first of those drivers is Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace is sitting at 316 points, only putting him 6 points out of the cutoff line. Next is Joey Logano. Joey Logano has 292 points, putting him 30 points out of the cutoff line. If he can capitalize off of the success he had at the All-Star race and find some success late in the season, he could easily get above that cut line. My last driver who's going to be fighting an uphill battle is Noah Gragson. Noah Gragson is sitting at 239 points, putting him 83 points off the cut line. A lot of this is due to the penalty that he received early in the season. However, the way that he's been driving and the finishes that he's been having, I think it's too early to completely count him out. Obviously, if any of these drivers find a win in the second half of the season, they'll be in. But Noah Gragson has been so consistent that I think the opportunity for him to make up that gap is possible, although unlikely. Now, let's take a look at our winners by team. So far, Hendrick is leading the way with 6 wins, Joe Gibbs Racing is second with 4, and 2311, RFK, and Trackhouse all have 1. That means that Chevy has 7 wins, Toyota has 5, and Ford only has 1. The Fords were obviously struggling early in the season. However, in the past few weeks, they seem to have found some speed, and I predict that they're going to bounce back in the second half of the season. Roush Fenway Keselowski Racing has particularly been showing speed in the past few weeks. This is a team that I think we're going to see grab a few more wins before the year's over. Another storyline we're going to be following for the rest of the year is all of the rumors coming out of Stewart-Haas Racing. At this point, it's a known fact that Stewart-Haas Racing is going to be selling charters at some point at the end of the season. However, the question now is, are they going to be selling 1 or 2 charters, or are they going to be dissolving the entire team? The biggest thing I don't want to lose in this deal is Tony Stewart in NASCAR. Although Stewart has had his issues with NASCAR in the past, he's somebody I don't want to lose in NASCAR. He's a legacy driver with a big personality, and there needs to be a spot for him in the sport. Because of that, I'm really curious to see how the situation plays out. And on the other side of the story, I'm curious to see who ends up with these charters. One thing is for sure, though, no matter what happens, it's going to shake up the landscape of the Cup Series. As I mentioned before, I think that so far the 2024 Cup Series season has been one of the better ones that we've seen in a long time, and I can't wait to see what the second half of the season holds for us. I'd be curious to hear your predictions for the second half of the season. Be sure to drop a comment below and let me know what you think is going to go down in the second part of the NASCAR season. While you're there, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Make like Christopher and hit that bell so you can get notified on all of our latest NASCAR content. I appreciate you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time.